What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Show. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are going to be taking a look at some more Fire Emblem Three Houses gameplay. I wanted to throw one of these videos up yesterday during the weekly show, but I was having some audio issues. It looks like that's all fixed. Give me a second. Sorry. I'll give you, about the coughing, I'll give you the usual disclaimer. New job. Puts me in line with a lot of smokers. I got a big face full of smoke yesterday at one moment, so it's my chest is a little tight. What the hell was I talking about? Right, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I've been super excited for this. We got about like a 15-minute bit of gameplay from Game Informer that is commentated and everything. But before that, actually, I found another. It looks like an early battle from this game. It will be. There's no commentary. It's about 5 minutes. It looks like, we got Byleth here and all the three lords of the different houses at the, I keep forgetting the name of the school. Well, it's a monastery, actually, but, because, you got the leader of the Blue Lions, the Golden Deer, and Edelgard, who's the leader of the Black Eagles. You know what, I don't know, do I want to tell you guys which house I'm going to, because I've made the decision of which house I'm going to play as for my first playthrough, but, nah, I'll keep it a secret. Either way. I've been absolutely obsessed with this game. Hopping back on point, I've been absolutely obsessed with Fire Emblem Three Houses. This is really going to be, as I keep saying, my first real Fire Emblem game that I'm going to be playing. I really have liked Fire Emblem, but it's always kind of like the bit graphics thing is never kind of, the bit art graphics, whatever you want to call them, has never really appealed to me. I don't know, but the stories are cool. I've really been getting into Let's Plays of the series recently, but I really like the stuff I'm seeing for Three Houses, especially seeing that it's going to be English voiced, that even like side dialogue is going to be voiced. And the characters look cool. I really like the concept of this taking place inside like a military academy that's like a religious monastery. Like, that's really interesting. The big time skip that then pits these three characters, Edelgard and these two guys, all three of them against each other 5 years after in a war. So not only everyone's physical appearances change, and apparently, because I learned this, apparently if you don't because throughout the game, like, certain students are with other houses, you can actually convince them to join the house that you're playing as. And if you don't convince them to join you, you can somewhere, after the time skip, maybe have to fight them and kill them. So it's kind of like you're changing fate sort of thing. Really interesting idea. God damn, I am sorry. It really hurts to cough like that. Really neat idea. This game looks really sweet. I'm loving the combat, but either way, we're gonna hop in some I'm gonna guess early gameplay. I'll stop yakking. Let's get into this.
Let's take care of those thieves before they overrun the village. Take down the enemies in front first. That should take the wind out of their sails.
Stay focused.
From what I know of Fire Emblem's story, I believe Geralt is Byleth's father. I believe.
I will prevail.
I think he's the guy that Byleth gets that legendary sword that we see him have later in the game. We've seen him have that weapon in. What am I thinking here?
Protecting ourselves from the enemy. Take up position inside the forest.
In a lot of material, we've seen Byleth use that. It looked kind of like a flaming sword.
Yes, good. If we're in the forest, we can sustain their attacks without losing the advantage.
Okay, so yeah, this is the basic tutorial kind of stuff, teaching us about. Excuse me. Hiding in forests and hit chances, yada yada yada. Basic strategy game crap. You just swing that sword like a bat. Dimitri, that's his name.
This is a fine opportunity. Use the combat arts I taught you.
Interesting. I want to go back real quick. Sorry, I want to go back to that menu. Yeah, see how you just click talk. See, now that's interesting to me. So now I'm curious. What exactly will that do? Will that increase a Will that increase? I'm trying to like affinity towards certain characters. Like, will it help relationships? Like, will there be certain dialogue options within battles where that's important, or is that just a general thing? Because I know that's appeared in Fire Emblem games before, but I've only seen it in very specific situations, not in just, hey, I'm standing next to a character, let's have a little conversation. So I'm curious, like, if that's going to have gameplay benefits or something.
It was a good try.
You know, I'll say this. I said I was going to keep my. I'm going to keep my. What was it? I'm going to keep my decision of which house I'm going to play as a secret. I will tell you, I eliminated Dimitri in the Blue Lions. I'm definitely not playing as Dimitri in the Blue Lions first. So basically, I'll tell you, I have it narrowed down to between Claude and the Golden Deer and Edelgard and the Black Eagles. Like I said, I already know which one I want, but I'm going to tell you that it's definitely not the Blue Lions.
Damn! Why are there mercenaries in the village?
There's vein in his head.
I have to deal with them too.
Why am I thinking of the name Gerald? Why does that sound so familiar to me? I don't know. Is anybody who knows Fire Emblem way more than I do? Tell me. Was that the name of the of the main character's father in Path of Radiance? I could be totally wrong there. I could be remembering something totally wrong. I'm just curious if I'm, like I said, if I'm remembering something completely incorrectly there.
Attack when an ally is nearby, and the enemy will be intimidated, making them easier to hit.
It's the basics of like team ups and whatnot.
Another step forward.
Oh wow, that was already it. All right, I'm going to swap over to the next video, and we'll get going. Real quick, to anybody who kind of sat with me through that short little video, I know we didn't see a whole hell of a lot, but I did kind of want to see what the game kind of looked like and what was going on, like, really early on in the game. But real quick, I do want to give a suggestion to anybody who really wants to follow a channel that really does a whole hell of a lot of Fire Emblem Three Houses content. It's a guy that I've really started watching as of late. The channel's called Lucky Crit. I think I've brought it up before, but he does a really good. Let me try the sentence one more time. He does a lot of really good Fire Emblem work. So go check out the channel. I know it's a much larger channel than mine, but again, if anybody hasn't found his stuff, I do definitely suggest going over to check it out. So like I said, I'm going to go swap videos, and we'll be back in a quick second. All right, everyone, let's get back into this. I know the last video, some people would think, well, why'd you show that one? There really wasn't a whole hell of a lot there. But again, I wanted to take a look at it again. I just feel like it would be cool to really kind of check out some early stuff. But now we're going to hop into a more guided chunk. There is going to be commentary from Game Informer on top of this. But, I'll pause, make my comments as I see them. Yada, yada, yada.
Hello and welcome to another episode of New Gameplay. Today I'm your host Jeff Gork, joined today by Kimberly Wallace,
Hey.
JV Gwaltney,
Hi, everyone.
It's
Leonardo Vader.
Greetings.
What are we looking at here, Kim?
Fire Emblem, 3 houses.
Fire Emblem, 3 houses.
Here we go.
Tell me everything about this.
Oh boy.
Starting at the beginning.
Oh boy. Yeah, you are actually a teacher this
Ugh.
time around, teaching your kids in a monastery, which we're looking at right now. The Church of Ceros kind of controls everything. Some shady stuff's been going on, very political, very Fire Emblem. And so they've expanded a lot on social features, which we'll see here.
Okay.
We now have this we're way in the beginning. We're like 30 minutes in, I should say. This is right before you pick your houses. So there are 3 different houses, and you get to decide which one you want to lead.
Harry Potter had
Kinda
4.
cool. Yeah. I mean, I picked the Black Eagles personally, but this is a very tough decision. You have the Golden Deer, and then, oh God, what are the blue? The Blue Lions. And let me talk.
Am I the only one who thinks that the Golden Deer sound like a house from Game of Thrones? I really like the school idea. It's something that Japanese games utilize a lot. I've talked about this before. From what I read, it was actually a big reason why they didn't send Valkyria Chronicles 2 to the West. Or why it was only a PSP title. It just because it didn't seem to... Or let me start the sentence over. It's a reason why it didn't do very well in the West. A lot of people apparently it's thought that in the West these kind of like school sort of games don't really work that well. And honestly, I'm trying to think of a lot of Western games that use sort of that school setting and as sort of a backdrop. And other than really Bully, I can't think of a whole hell of a lot that use stuff that's actually about going to classes and actually it uses this sort of framework. I brought up Valkyria Chronicles 2. Again, it was a game that really did use that, and it's actually thought of that's why it didn't do well in the West. Yet at the same time, Persona does very well in the West and also has that kind of school backing that I personally, I like. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just going around here in circles and people are looking at me like, well, what the hell are you talking about? But it's just, I really like this setup for games. I think it sets an interesting dynamic with the characters. It really adds just a neat kind of structure and a hierarchy amongst the characters that I really like. Yeah, and I'm really curious again to see how it's going to work because I've been hearing from people that this game is very much like a Persona game in a weird way with this whole school element.
I'll tell you what my issue is with each of them. It does change, like you will be with your group for a while, but I think all of them kind of have their charm as you get to know them. So this is
And do they have changes to the game? Changes to the gameplay based on who you
the
pick?
story stuff will be a little bit suited to each party that you pick. So this is one of her. This is the Black Eagles, Eldegard.
That's her student or a
She-
colleague?
It is her student who leads the class. So she's
Okay.
like the class. Think of it like class president kind of. way,
May
where
I
it's
please
like-
clean the erasers between...
Like she's,
I don't wanna do
she's
recess.
leading this.
I keep misreading her name as Edgelord.
Edgelord.
Oh, yeah.
So here, we're going to learn more about the Black Eagles. This is the one I picked. So basically, you get to see ahead of time everybody who's in your group, which I wasn't impressed with the cast personally on this one, but I always go and have choice. I like to go with the female character, but it actually turned out to be more interesting. This guy's a jerk, though, and he will always be a jerk throughout your playthrough.
Someone named Hubert?
Yeah, I know, right?
What?
But as you can see, there's already all these like divisions. Like he's always trying to compete with her. He's her bitter rival.
His house is that of Duke Iyer, which
So you get to, I'll just look at a few of them. This
Okay.
guy is actually, he gets cool as this goes on because some are nobles as he is, others are commoners, and there's a little bit of stuff that changes how your conversations go.
We have 2.5 minutes left to look at
Oh my
this.
god, all right. Let me...
So you're hanging out with your students?
Well, you're teaching them, you instruct them,
Right.
you actually pick their lessons and you decide what you want them to...
But you go on adventures and marry them and stuff?
No, you're not marrying
Yes.
your students.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, you do.
Which I don't know why I
Are
took
they
them...
marrying each other?
Wow.
Okay.
That's from what I know. That's wrong. There is romance in this game. You can romance your students. I'm assuming though, more of that happens after the 5-year time skip. But that's blatantly untrue from everything that I've heard. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's like romance between the students. Maybe I've misunderstood something. But I believe Byleth can romance the different students. I don't think that's entirely wrong. I think that they're entirely wrong on that fact.
We'll have to wait and see. If I know Fire Emblem, I know. Here's a new
They
area.
put a lot of
I know
value on marriage.
monasteries. All right.
This video is separated into 3 acts.
Yeah, it makes it a little difficult to. But here's Dimitri. Okay, Dimitri is the guy who I did not like and was immediately like, no, because I think we all know a Dimitri, and it usually doesn't go well. We've seen Dimitri's type in games before.
Yeah, I have a lot of Prince friends. He reminds me of.
Yes, and so his crew has definitely that type of air to them.
He gravitates toward people who are...
You know, I will say for after the time skip, excuse me, Dimitri I think has the coolest look. He looks a lot more crazed. His hair grows super long. He's got an eye patch, and we all know, people with eye patches are really edgy. He looks again. His look and everything really looks sweet after the time skip. Every character's look changes, but especially in the the lords, I believe is what they're called. Claude of the Golden Deer, his really doesn't change a whole hell of a lot, and he just looks bigger and has a beard. Edelgard, she kind of looks like every time I see it, she kind of looks like a priest in the getup she's wearing. But yeah, I will say Dimitri's pretty cool. I was hoping that they talked more about the game and not just sit and crack wise about I didn't like this character because of his name. I'm just really. Nah.
So we'll just look at one guy in his. This is Felix.
These look like the prep kids.
Yeah. This guy's the ladies' man. You can recruit these people actually into your class later if you want to. I actually recruited the ladies' man into my class because
I'm trying to remember. I believe the Blue Lions are more of your knights. That's the best way to kind of they're very honorable. They're very more like again like knights again, especially Dimitri, him with his lance. Dedu, I hope I'm pronouncing that. Felix is all about his sword. Sylvain, I believe, again, I heavily suggest Lucky Crit. He goes into depth of like all the character bios. Sylvain is, yes, he's a womanizer. That is his thing. But if actually you want the more pompous group, I believe that's actually the Black Eagles, because they're more of the high class lords. While, like I said, while the Blue Lions are still kind of the same, they're also like higher class people, but they're still more of the like knightly class. And then the Golden Deer is actually more of this sounds like I'm dissing them. They're more commoners. But that's actually, they're more merchants, and it's kind of like a merchant republic sort of thing.
I like him. He looks cool.
he looked cool. Yeah.
There's so many cats here.
Yep. But you can't pet them, which sucks.
Come on.
Well, why bother?
here's the last-
Whoa.
Wait.
How many times do I have to say this? You can't pet a cat. You're going to put cats in a game, but I can't pet them? 2 out of 10.
Nope, that's
God damn
not
it.
where he
Let me pet cats.
is.
Oh.
The very last one. No, where are you? Oh, here he is. Okay. This is the one I almost picked Claude because Claude is laid back and just chill.
Bad one.
I'm from the ruling house of the Leicester Alliance. But
So the reason, and I think his characters have more interesting backstories, honestly. Let's like this guy, he's just a big teddy bear.
Aw.
I like
His
his
parents
shirt.
died in an accident. He's had a rough life. So I mean, like, I wanted to kind of see how he rises above that. You know how I get
You know, actually, I haven't paused on this. I actually want to take a look at some of this stuff. So, excuse me. Like right there, you know, I mean, you're already seeing classes, you know, commoner and noble and all that. You've seen that difference. Obviously, you got strength, magic, dexterity. I'm trying to remember what all of these do. I know obviously strength is physical damage, magic is magic damage. Dexterity, I believe, is dodge chance. I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I believe dexterity in this game is your dodge chance. Speed is obviously your, I believe, movement distance. Luck is crit chance. Defense is, again, pretty obvious. It's defense. Resistance is magic defense. And I think the last one is charm, but I'm not 100% sure what that does in this game's case. Then you get the defining ability. So each character has their own ability. So, you know, he's got goodie basket. So he's got a chance to recover up to 10% of his max HP at the start of each turn. And the trigger percent is equal to that of the luck stat. Excuse me, of the luck stat. So now, so that's kind of so each character has their own little ability. Some get attack buffs, some get healed. There's one character who actually heals everyone around her. I believe that's one of the characters in the Black Eagles. All the lords kind of have a similar ability. I think it lets them level up faster. I am so sorry. I believe it lets them level up faster. Each of them, I think they all have, I think, the same ability. It's called something different for each one, just slightly, but it's basically they level up with the, like, I think it's if one of their men scores a kill, they get partial XP for it. I believe that's what it is. And then moving on, then you have their strengths, which for was it Raphael here? He's good with looks like axes. I believe this is a new weapon type. I believe it is gauntlets, like they're little like if anybody has seen like those scissors that, you know, like the gladiators used or whatever. Like they're basically just a boxing glove with a sword at the end of it. So it's a new kind of weapon. And then you have armor. So it's armor rating lets you when you start classing up, you know, it lets you move up to, I believe, like knight classes and whatnot. And then weaknesses, so he won't grow as fast in bows, tomes, or horseback riding. So you know, each character's got their strengths and weaknesses. You know, this is kind of the game setting up that, look, each character kind of leans towards one character class or another, but it doesn't. I'm so sorry, but it doesn't force that class on you. I mean, hell, from all this, I mean, everyone's like a noble or a commoner or anything. It kind of, it's starting to look to me like as soon as you want them to be a specific class, like you get to choose that class. Like they are not going to come into your party as a certain class. You get to pick and load out your team the best way that you, the way that you like. And like I said, each character is going to have classes they lean towards or don't. But even then, there are certain ways that through interacting with the students and gaining trust and really kind of like pushing them to maybe do something that they're weak at, you can actually make them, you can actually make up for that weakness. So like if you wanted Raphael to be a bowman, or an archer, or one of those classes, you can actually continue to work with him and actually get him over that weakness. Again, this is from stuff I've seen. Maybe I'm misunderstanding some stuff, but it's really a neat idea in this game. A neat way to handle RPG stuff.
So, I mean, like, I wanted to kind of see how he rises above that. You know how I get into my sub-stories.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
Notorious.
Yep.
She's the only daughter of Duke Goneril.
Oh.
She
Adjacent
gets coddled.
male
If you look up
allies?
lazy in the dictionary, her picture won't be there because she never got around to submitting it.
Slammed.
This, like I said, they just sound a lot interesting. So yeah,
I love how her, I love how
Those are
her
your
strength
two
was
houses.
spears
Heyo.
and axes.
All right. Now we're in battle.
Yes, finally. So yeah, this is our first big mock battle. Just to kind of give you an idea about the combat, those who have played the series should be very at home with it. There's a few changes, but like see here, I'm waiting in there because your terrain matters obviously as past games, so it'll be harder to hit me if I'm in the bushes. You want your mates next to you because that builds their support, which then if you raise your skills high enough, you get extra bonuses when people attack you, or even just being able to withstand. All right, girl, let's do this.
Moving as a unit.
I'm putting them all together. Oh, okay. Now they're in trash talk us.
Lorenz has a really creepy haircut, if you ask me.
Different this time. So the weapon triangle isn't here like you've seen it in past games. It's the first time they're kind of making it more about enemy type than weapon type. And so your basic thing is that you're building up your stats. Oh God, do it, Kim. Do it, get her. Yeah. Take that, Lorenz. See, and I built support with them.
Support, that's what it's called.
So
Nicely done.
Support each other.
So you're fighting other students from the houses in these mock battles?
Just in the mock battles, this won't happen a lot, but combat arts are new. We'll show you that. So your weapon durability, they take more, and there's not as much opportunity for like, you can't have a follow-up attack, but they do more damage basically. And they look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Do you
He's
miss
gonna frickin' crit him. Ho-ho.
Do you miss the weapon triangle at all?
No, because it's all about, like I said, building up your stats and making smart moves against enemy types. Like, it still feels like it's there in a way, just not as, like, rigid as it was before, I guess is the right way to put it. Let's have him attack. So, like, I'm going to do... Oh, I don't want to be... Yeah, Iron Sword. Hey, nope. So, you can see what's it's going to forecast depending on... I'm going to get rid of this dude, though, by chump. Also, if you're putting yourself into danger. Like I said, I'm going really fast to show you guys in 5 minutes here, so normally I'd be a little more...
Have I mentioned I hate Lorenz's
There you
haircut?
go. But we're still going to hide him. Our mage right in there. Hey-yo. My house in particular, because I chose the Black Eagles, they are focused more on magic, so they have more powerful attacks there. But if you chose, like, the... Yellow Deer, they're archers. The others, the blue guys, are all about swords.
Did you just pick the Black Eagles because they're kind of like Black Hawks? Be honest.
No, I told you why. I picked it for superficial reasons. Not like that, but just because I wanted to go with the female lead. Seemed more interesting to me. See, if I use that axe, I will do more damage than I would if I didn't. Come on, Ash. Bring it. Then you level up and you see... And everything really is about your speed, because if you have like double the speed, you'll do more attacks on more than one, engage in more than one attack. Let's see if that's not what I wanted to do. I want to show you his magic.
How's the battleground variety so far? Like, because I felt like that was a real problem with sort of previous Fire Emblems. Like, you got like 4 kind of settings for battlegrounds.
Yeah, I just started getting, honestly, in my further playthrough to the interesting stuff, which is like having to deal with traps and reinforcements and having to finish battles in a certain time period. So I haven't seen that much yet. It could be there. Like I said, I'm like 15 hours-ish on my own playthrough. But I'll show you more as we go on. How are we doing on time, Leo?
You have 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, we'll see. I don't know, because I'm going to split my unit up a little bit here and be a little risque.
Go wild. It's not your real save. Do something
I know,
you'd
right?
never
That's
do.
what I do when I play demos. I'm like, well, this isn't going to count for anything, so...
Demos are meaningless.
But then I get yelled at because they're like, why are you picking up all the treasure? And I'm like, because it's habit. I can't break it. All right, dude, bring it. Come on. Oh. You also have battalions that you can equip that are new, I guess I should say, which those you don't have a chance to follow up attack on them, but they they give you more. They're stronger, and they also give you extra like perks depending on.
Yeah,
what
like a lot of them are
focus is.
buffs, right?
Yeah.
Like one of them, for example, you basically get like a
Ooh,
herd of
see, I don't know
hype
if I wanna
men
do that.
that expand like how far you can move and stuff.
And that brings us to the end of our dark
Boom.
second act
Boom.
of this Fire Emblem video.
Stay
Okay.
tuned.
Finish him.
Yeah. All right, so this is a little further in the game, probably around 10-hour mark. I just wanted to be able to show you guys more of how the school structure goes forth. Each week you teach your lesson, which you get to individually like pick different students. You can auto do it too if you're too scared that you're going to mess up their stats, but you can kind of pick what their goals are and what weapons you want them to focus on, and then you get to the weekend, and then you can decide what to do. So you can send them to a seminar, which would picks like a group of 5 at random and has another teacher teach them their specialties. You can do a battle, obviously, which is great because you want to do those because it levels up your characters, especially when you're going into different, into the bigger fights. And then you have explore, which I think is what we're going to do here. But I'll look at for certifications right now. This is how you level up your your classes. So let's look at her. You obviously need your seals, but once you get there, you can change. Like I could change her to a thief right now if I wanted to, and like her odds of passing her, even you have to take tests, it shows you at the bottom. So that's kind of how you build different character types. Let's see, I can look at.
So this is a school where the teacher takes tests and picks the majors
she's
for
got to
their
get
students.
better too. She's learning. Like I could change her into an armored knight right now if I wanted to. And like I said, it shows cosmetically. So that's kind of fun. I've been playing around with that quite a bit. And then I'll show you guys. All right, people, I'm going to tell you, look away if you don't want to see a support conversation because I'm about to show you one.
Hell yeah.
Let's do this
This
one.
is still part 1, though, right? Of the game?
Yes. So this is from raising their...
Discuss with you.
Uh-oh.
No need to be defensive.
And you pair different characters up on the battlefield, and by doing different activities with them, you can also gain their affection towards one another, and then they become friends. And so there's all these little skits like this as they build it up.
You are struggling.
And people are into this.
Why is it so anime? Just oh my god. I get it. It's a Japanese game. I shouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I'm so afraid that the Let's Play for this series is going to drag on for so long because I'm going to keep showing all these stupid conversations between the characters.
Yes.
Oh, this is what people love.
All right.
Get married already.
That's just saying. That's how you can kind of advance them eventually, I would think, to the romance level. I'm not there yet to know, so I don't want to say. I'm just saying that everything I know as a Fire Emblem fan leads me to believe.
Life is passing you by. There is a whole world waiting for you out there.
Okay, Aladdin.
Bernadetta, this
She's-
is unhealthy behavior.
Ooh.
I beg you to take my hand.
Ooh.
Otherwise,
There
I
you
will
go.
have to pick you up and carry you and
What if I actually like being alone? Is that so hard to imagine?
Oh!
What happened? Like, did they just? Okay.
If I remember correctly, Bernadetta's whole character and her like kind of character arc or whatever is her basically just being a shut-in. We saw a little bit of her stuff during E3. I think some of the one of the people who was doing the guided walkthrough talked about her, but yeah, her whole thing is her being a shut-in. Again, this is something that I liked about I always kind of liked about Fire Emblem is that really that there are so many characters, not just your important ones. Like they could make everyone else kind of like faceless drones that are just archetypes. Well, okay, I'm not going to say Bernadetta isn't necessarily an archetypal character for, again, they kind of like shut-in, sort of shy girl, but still, at least I feel like a lot of games wouldn't go into this much depth and have this many characters with unique personalities and quirks and whatnot. I feel a lot of games would just kind of phone that in, but I've always liked that about Fire Emblem, and I really enjoy the fact that all these supports and everything are going to be voiced for us. Mostly just because it means I don't have to read as much.
I do not wish to. Maybe
They were fist fighting.
In the dark.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great start to the beautiful friendship there. So anyways, we'll go to explore real quick so I can show you some of the stuff you can do. So here's exploring, which I've unlocked basically everything. Your map in the corner shows you some quests you can take on. What's nice about this is so you can look and see who has places that you could talk to them with new dialogue options. You can fast travel to any point on here. Like if I see there's a quest there and I want to take it, I could do that. You can have a meal with your students. You can have a tea party with your students. So we can show, there's fishing. We'll show some fishing.
Cork, I think that's the first time you've lit up during this whole
Tea
presentation.
party?
Was like, I want a tea party.
Yeah, why not?
The tea party is complicated because you have to really anticipate what your students' conversations they want to have. Otherwise, they get mad.
That's the main
So
characteristic of any tea party. Very
It
complicated.
wouldn't be an RPG if we didn't have some fishing going on.
Bite.
Oh boy!
Oh, beat the crap out of that small fish
Oh
shadow.
god, this is hard to do when I'm talking. But
you got it.
we got it.
You did good.
Let's see if we can tea party it up. Okay.
You have 40 seconds.
40 seconds. Oh no, this is such pressure. I don't see anyone around. But you can pick up little things around too, so it's beneficial to search. Let's see, maybe.
Excuse me. I feel like I'm gonna have way too much fun just running around the monastery, just doing random shit. Like I guess, or just there's gonna be a part in the Let's Play I know where it's like, all right, guys, I'm gonna make a cut here because I'm gonna go fish for about 2.5 hours. Don't worry about it. Just go off and do my own thing. 2.5 hours later, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing a Let's Play, aren't I?
I would like to have.
Oh, you can give people gifts. There's lost items you can pick up and give them.
Give her a fish.
Help me with a favor.
Let's see. Let's give her a gift. I don't think she's gonna like any of this. Let's give her something that.
Wow, I am delighted.
So you can build up their affections that way, which is very cool. Obviously, I don't think we have time to show off the tea party, sadly, but I know I blew it. I had to do the fishing.
That's okay.
That's
But
okay. I picked
anyways,
fishing.
there's a lot to do here, and like I said, you can always. I like just fast traveling and being able to see on the map what's available and who I can talk to and where they are.
The video's over now.
Bye.
Gaming can be hard. Watching.
All right. Well, there's a little look at some Fire Emblem stuff. See, I don't know, when I heard there was, I skimmed through the video and I heard there was people talking over it. I was expecting maybe something a little bit more than that, but no, yeah, I really do like what it looks like they're doing for Fire Emblem Three Houses. They're trying to get more involved on the. I'm trying to think how to explain this, or my thoughts on this. It seems like. I'm not trying to say that they're getting away from that strategy element in the game, although I think they're making it a little easier to understand. They're getting rid of the weapon triangle. It's like they said, it's more about enemy type and how you handle certain things, how you use terrain, and stuff like that. So it makes fighting. I don't want to make it makes it more simplistic. I think it makes it a little bit more broad so that you can employ a multitude of strategies to get through one map instead of having to min-maxing a sort of situation. And then they're really broadening the stuff that's outside of combat. You know, they're broadening the support conversations. They're broadening just what you do outside of the game. Again, I like that you can boost their stats without even having to fight. You can boost their stats by doing these classes, and again, it's what's really cool about this whole school idea. I'm super pumped for the game, and I absolutely can't wait for. I guess it's next week now because it's Sunday. So, all right, guys. That's going to about do it for this one. If you watch all the way through, I'm going to tell you kind of how today is going to work, because I know it's already in the afternoon. I've slept a lot today. This is the first day. I have another 2 days off after this from work. Basically, I'm going to be spending this time just trying to get a good backlog of videos. So unlike last week, I can actually upload a good amount of content. But here's how tonight's going to work. I am going to finish this video, edit it out, and start uploading it. Then I'm going to order dinner, go get it, come back home, eat. And then I'm gonna record probably into the wee hours of the morning. So that is my plan. Is there anything else I want to say about this? Nope, I think that's about it. So until next time, guys, I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links, all that stuff is down in the description below. Like, comment, now already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned more next time. Till then, my name's AJ Gell. This is Something Gaming Channel. I'm out.